Number 23, Ryan Lubach, is a 5'10 senior. Number 25, Jake Wilson, is a 5'10 guard. He's a senior. And number 31, also senior, Nick Phelan, is 5'10. And rounding out the starting lineup for the Red Wings is Scott Murphy. He's a 6'5 junior. For Green Bay Notre Dame, starting at guard is number 12, Aaron Theory. He's a 6'1 senior. Number 14, Chris Depre. He's a 5'11 senior. Number 20, Joe Walker, is a 6'2 junior. Number 24 is Chris Zitlow. He's a 6'1 junior. And rounding out the Triton starting lineup is number 44, Joe Lardois. He's a 6'5 junior. Our officials for tonight are John Fenlon and Steve Schwartz. Steve is a good friend from way back from Manitowoc.
Yeah, Manitowoc guy, and
looked like he jumped the ball that time.
He got up quick.
Joe Walker wins the tip for Notre Dame.
South starting on a man-to-man.
Depre has it on the wing.
See if they're as patient as most Casey Zakowski teams have been in the past.
Yeah, we mentioned that in the opening. It'll be interesting to see if they slow it down. Walker leans in and scores.
They got it inside that time.
Stubbe downtown. Stubbe nails a three-pointer, and South on top.
South's going to have to hit that outside shot, Marty. That's certainly the part of their game.
Well, they played tough defense. They had Wilson down deep, but Stubbe didn't want to chance it.
Steal there by Lubach.
Well, Phelan's pass a little too deep for Wilson to get, and it goes out of bounds. And Chris Depre, number 14, limping around a little bit.
I think he's going to be okay, Marty. He just saw the cheerleaders looking at him there, and he wanted a little,
get a little more attention. Yeah. Oh, nice cut inside and a good pass. Zitlow with the basket. South usually pretty good on cutting on those back cuts, but not that time. Murphy's shot is no good, rebounded by Depre. He pushes it up the floor. Whoa, almost looked like a walk. One of the things that stands out when we went through the South starting lineup is they had a lot of 5'10 guys.
They really do. Other than Murphy, they're not very big.
And they're not real big coming off the bench either. Phelan being guarded by Zitlow. Zitlow's got 3 inches on Nick.
It's that same shot.
Stubbe's shot comes up short.
Different result.
Murphy, in the effort to save it, stepped out of bounds. Notre Dame on top. We're at the 5:50 mark of the first quarter. Notre Dame on top, 4-3. Theory steps back and nails an 18-footer.
Notre Dame off to a good start here. It's always nice when you're on the road to not get behind. Nice penetration by Phelan.
Phelan's scoop shot hangs on the rim and won't go in. And Lardois gets the rebound. Tough break for Nick on that shot. Theory over to Depre. Depre's got it now, looking inside. You know, you talk about maybe not being real tall. Nice driving shot and a scooping in for Aaron Theory, and that's his second basket and 4th point.
Notre Dame is really aggressive offensively, and Coach Koopman's calling a timeout, trying to get his guys back together and saying, hey,
I was going to say, Tom, when you have a short team, it can hurt you offensively when you get taller guys guarding you, but it also hurts you on the defensive end when you have to guard those taller kids.
Especially if they're going to run those back cuts and try to post you up. You know, one of the things that you can do defensively to stop that is put good pressure on the ball out on the perimeter so that you don't have that easy pass inside. You know, if you just let them pass the ball inside, eventually they're with screening inside, they're going to be able to get the ball in there. So you've got to put pressure on the guards, even though it sounds like that might be the reverse. You know, good ball pressure prevents that easy pass inside.
Just kind of like in a Packer game, you can't let Favre sit back there and throw it.
That's right. Even, you know, no matter how good your coverage is in the secondary, if you give him time, he's going to pick you apart.
8-3, Notre Dame on top. They've run off 6 points in a row since South had scored a
nice
three-pointer, and Murphy on a little back cut. Good pass from Stubbe for 2.
You notice that scoring pass was a bounce pass, Marty, and you know, we used to really emphasize that the scoring passes oftentimes are bounce passes.
Easier pass to catch, too.
It is, and you know, if you try to make that straight in pass, that's right where your hands are hanging. If you bounce it, it gets by those hands a little bit easier.
Long shot by Theory is good. Three-pointer.
He looks good shooting the ball, Marty.
And he has 7 points already. Net was caught up on the rim. That was the reason for the whistle. And there you see the score and the time. We're in the first quarter. When I worked with John Schumann the last time I was here, South had a tough game against Manitowoc. A good call by the official. Wilson lost it on the way through and then tried to pick it up, and Jake was called for a travel.
He had an air dribble there. That didn't work.
No. Better get on Theory. He's been hot.
A little push off there. Create some space for a shot. Got away with it. Here comes Phelan.
That was Zitlo on the push off. Lubach. Good.
And he had a wide open look, and you got to put those down.
That's that old penetrate and pitch.
You're on dish, yep.
Three-pointer that time for Lubach.
Offensive foul that time on Lardnois. They caught him pushing off.
Well, we're almost 5 minutes in. First foul.
Notre Dame just switched to a zone. Casey held up 3 fingers, and you'll notice they're in their 2-3 zone now. They may. No, I thought they were maybe going to match up out of it, but they're not. It looks like pretty much a straight 2-3.
Well, Murphy had a nice look from the free throw line and couldn't get it to drop. Again, the ball hung on the rim but wouldn't fall down. South having some tough luck in the first quarter. Good inside defense by Lubach.
Ooh, Murphy.
They're doubling up on the ball.
Oh, good defense.
Lubach stepped in and forced Lardnois back to the other side, and that's when Murphy was able to tie him up.
I thought that first time when he slapped at the ball, he might have gotten away with a foul call there, but for the second time, it was certainly a nice play.
Well, Ryan Lubach just scored a 3-point basket and helped out on a double team that caused the turnover.
They're in that zone again. They're running Murphy to high and low post.
Well, you'd almost think he's got to be the focus of getting the ball to someone to get the ball to, and then from there, maybe move it outside. Shot by Stubbe is off. You get a whistle.
It's on Wilson, I think. Slapping at the ball after the rebound.
Yep.
All those frustration fouls.
Jake Wilson, his first foul, and each team now has 1 team foul. 11-8, Notre Dame on top. Got a shot of the South High mascot. Jake Reimer in the game, number 42 for Notre Dame. Walker forcing it up, can't get the shot to go, but he does draw the foul.
He's got a big size advantage in there when he gets the ball that low. You're either going to foul him or he's going to score.
Foul goes on Nick Phelan. Check that, Ryan Lubach. Walker on the line shooting 2.
Three new players in for South.
Yeah, Vaughn's is in. Admir is Misovic. And Josh Zastro. 2 free throws by Walker make it 13-8. I think that teams have found out that Jake Wilson's not a big scorer. He can almost slough off a little bit on him. Good back cut by Stubbe and a great pass by Jake Wilson for 2.
That was pretty. With, you know, at Stubbe's size, he's got to get that ball off quick when he's in there if he's going to shoot it. And he did just that.
He almost got caught a little too far underneath, but was able to lean back and get it up and in. Misovic commits the foul. That's his first. Well, we went almost 5 minutes without a foul, and now over the course of the last minute and a half, we've had 4 calls. Pull-up jumper by Zitlo is up and in. 15-10. Notre Dame on top. We're at a minute 12 left in the first quarter. Zastro inside, wide open.
He got behind the defense there that time, and nobody saw him sneaking in from the weak side. You know, it seems like Notre Dame is really in sync on offense. They look good, and you look up there, they're only up 15-12. It seems like they should be ahead by more. So
yeah,
maybe this isn't such a bad sign for South. You know, I think they're going to play better.
Foul is going to be called with the player not shooting, so Green Bay will not be shooting free throws. Foul goes on Anthony Vaughn's.
Phelan's back in for Wilson.
Cross-court pass is picked off by Phelan.
Does he make a bounce pass here? No.
A good job of getting back by Notre Dame.
Ooh. They had it.
Lubach with a great save, but Notre Dame gets it. Pass inside, Depury to Reimer for an easy 2. 17-12. Reimer's first 2 points of the game.
South going to look for the last shot here with under 10.
Zuby with a step back from 17, and it's off, no good. And that's the quarter with Notre Dame on top, 17-12.
They didn't get a great shot there, Marty, running that down. I'm not so sure that Coach Koopman would be real happy with the execution at the end there.
Afraid of other kids, or people with different colored skin. That's because kids know there are other things, worse things, bigger things to be afraid of. Like monsters from outer space. Remember, friends come in all colors.
I build schools.
I battle injustice.
I eradicate landmines.
I feed the hungry. I shape international policy.
I protect children.
I fight for human rights. I find homes for refugees.
I dig wells.
I develop economies.
I teach people to read.
I influence the president.
I heal the sick. I comfort the grieving.
I make the world better.
I make a difference.
I change the world, so can you.
We're just getting ready to start the second period. There you see Notre Dame on top, 17-12. Mike Martin along with Tom Grams bringing you tonight's basketball game. A battle for supremacy in second place. South is there alone right now. With a win, Notre Dame would move into a tie. Misovic with good inside play blocks a shot.
They got Murphy and it Misovic in there at the same time. Both of their big people.
Oh, nice back cut by Phelan. Dribble back, and then he shoots, and foul is called. They're not going to call it on Vandenberg. He got a clean block, but they are going to call it on Ziplo.
And I think he got him with the body, whereas Vandenberg got it clean.
Phelan will be shooting 2 free throws. He's normally pretty steady at the line.
You never want to foul a jump shooter, and he's a good jump shooter, so
yeah,
you'd think he'd be good at the line.
Chris always says you never foul a guy in the process of shooting the jump shot. I don't know if that's good or bad, but he said let the jump shooters shoot, and then only foul inside, I guess. Oh, there's a travel.
Oh, they called a block.
Oh, it looked like Lardnois took a gigantic step, but foul is called on South. Although the fans are smiling in the stands, I don't think they're too happy with that one.
Call that on Murphy. That's his first.
Joe Lardnois at the line.
Now, see, he doesn't look real good shooting the ball.
No, and you look at that release, his hand is a little bit funny.
Yeah.
See if you can get a shot at that, Brian. You can see his hand when he releases the ball. That was a little better that time. Actually made the free throw too. 18-13. Notre Dame on top. We're in second quarter action. Phelan has it on the wing. Inside pass to Lubach. His shot is off, no good. Rebounded by Vandenberg. Lubach on the tight defense.
Travel there.
Yeah, Depre's got it. Newman trying to penetrate, can't. Oh, Lardnois goes up hard, and he's going to get called for an offensive foul.
Murphy held his ground well there.
That looked like a call that a lot of times will go against the offense, but not in this case, and that's a big foul because that gives Joe Lardnois 2.
Right, and he's a big part of their machine.
Now, depending on how the rest of the half goes, he might be sitting the rest of the half.
You know, Dick Bennett, when he was coaching, he'd never put a guy back in the first half with 2 fouls. Even some games that are just...
Even his son?
Well, I don't know. He might have made an exception for Tony. There's a foul on Dupree. But sometimes you think, boy, games are getting away, Coach. You better put that star player back in before... And Dick, boy, he never did that. He had pretty good success.
Yeah, really. Maybe he's got something there.
Maybe there's an answer there.
That was the 4th team foul on Notre Dame. They're on top, 18-13. Wilson trying to spin back to the middle, and good defense played by Depre, and that caused the turnover.
He tried to stop, but he dragged that pivot foot.
Yep. Aaron Theory's back in. He's been a large part of the offense so far. He's got 7 points. Leads all scorers. And a good shot at Dan Koopman directing traffic. Stubbe on Newman, number 22. Pull-up jumper is good by Aaron Theory. Right off the bench, he scores again. Phelan pull-up jumper answers that with a 2-pointer of his own. 20-15, Notre Dame on top.
South needs a little spurt here, Marty. They need to get a stop here and then have convert a couple times. Well, that should be a travel there.
Actually, that helped Notre Dame getting the whistle because.
Well, it was kind of a late whistle, though. You know, I think it should have come a little earlier. I think they might have banged knees going through there.
Well, it's Aaron Theory, and he's been a really good player for him this so far this game, and yeah, he is in a lot of pain. We'll get a rerun or a replay of that and see what happened to him. Man, that's good to see him up walking. Might be one of those things, you know, it just hurts so much at the beginning, and take a couple minutes off, it'll hopefully come back.
You know, sometimes you get a knee right on the muscle, and it just hurts like heck for a while. And but it, you know,
and it hurts a lot too.
Yeah. But you're usually able to come back from that, although it'll be sore tomorrow if that's what happened.
That's when it's the worst, after being off it. Well, they had the lob pass
they got Murphy pushing off. Yeah, they did. He was trying to establish position, but he didn't just hold his ground. He pushed the defensive player in the back. Well, and that's 2 on Murphy, and that's tough for South too, because he is their main man inside.
Steve Schwartz has been around a long time. You're not going to be able to trick him on something like that. Stubbe with good help defense.
South's putting a little more pressure on the ball now, and it's causing Notre Dame some problems. And especially if Fury's out of the game, that might help. Oh, nice
a good pass inside to Izmisovic, and he's got 2. And it's 20-17. Zitlow's
used the pressure defense on the kick.
Zitlow was trapped on the baseline, but the kick, like you called, Tom, kind of bailed him out. Human coming out, coming back in is Depre, number 14. Gonna toss the ball in.
I think they needed to get Depre back in there because they were getting pretty shaky on the perimeter with their ball handling. That's all.
Stubbe running at him, gets enough pressure on the shot to make it go awry. Depre's shot is off. Izmisovic got the rebound. Nice. Oh man, Stubbe with a great pass. Admir with another 2.
Now South's got a little run going here, Marty. And again, you know, we've said in the past that basketball's a game of spurts. You've got to maximize yours and minimize theirs. And South's got one going now here. They got to take advantage of it.
A nice driving shot by Depre is good. That breaks a 6-point run. That's Depre's first 2 points.
Open look for Phelan.
Phelan nails a 3, and that ties it up at 22.
And he had a wide open look, and Casey needs a timeout. He could feel the momentum.
It's going to be a full timeout, so we're going to take a break and be right back.
Bob McGrath.
And I'm Big Bird.
And we love to make music. Music can help kids learn. Did you know that making music, any music...
Like Twinkle Twinkle?
Right, like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, can help your child with language, reading, and even math.
And it's lots of fun, too.
To find out how children learn and grow with music, visit www.amc-music.org.
And you'll see...
Music works wonders.
Yeah, it sure does.
Athletic competition is all about potential. The opportunity to look inside yourself, to challenge yourself, to be better than you ever dreamed imaginable. Junior achievement is also about dreams and the potential to make those dreams come true. JA's free enterprise education programs help kids say, I can, when everything around them says you can't. Junior achievement. Let their potential be your inspiration.
Tom, you got to keep track of those South shooters because they can fire them up there and put them in.
South's had a nice little 9-2 run here, but I'm sure Coach Koopman is concerned because Scott Murphy is on the bench with 2 fouls.
We're at the 4-minute mark of the second quarter. We're all tied up at 22. South has fought their way back. They were down as many as 5 points.
And South has switched to a 2-3 zone here, Marty, probably because they've got some foul trouble with Murphy.
Well, it also helps to cut down on some of those back cuts that Notre Dame was getting some baskets on.
Well, and I think probably Big Admar inside is not quite as mobile as Scott Murphy is, and it helps him a little bit inside. You know, he's a big body in there, but he certainly isn't as experienced and as mobile as Scott Murphy is, so maybe they can play a little zone for a while here.
Kind of interesting because Murphy is by far the better offensive player, yet Admir has 4 points and Scott only has 2.
Well, Admir is shooting them from point-blank range. They had some nice passes, and South beats Notre Dame down the court. And Wilson is fouled, taking it to the hoop.
Darn cheerleader stole the ball away from me.
Here's another souvenir for some lucky fan. Oh, she's a cheerleader. I'm sorry.
Well, they got the foul on Lardnois, and if that is, that's his 3rd, and they're keeping it up on the board.
Boy, that's a big one. Well, he's going out of the game, and Murphy's coming back in with 2 fouls. Coach Bennett isn't going to appreciate that.
No. Checking in is Jake Reimer for Notre Dame, replacing Lardnois. Wilson's first free throw is up and in.
Oh, Murphy almost got the 3rd one right there.
But that one free throw by Wilson gives South the lead at 23-22.
South staying in the zone. Got Murphy pulling out on the baseline on the right wing.
Zitlow has it on the wing. Dalton in for his first action. I'll tell you, South has live hands.
Nice.
There's that bounce pass.
Yep. It's
scoring for
pass
2.
Is a bounce pass, and that zone is giving Notre Dame some problems. They're trying to go inside, but the last 2 times those passes have been deflected, and it turned into South fast breaks.
Stubbe with 7 points now, is tied for the scoring lead in the game with Theory. Dalton trying to take it down the lane, gets it out to Zitlow, who puts it up and in.
Well, that's a big hoop for Notre Dame. They needed something there.
South was on another run. 5-pointer that time before it was broken by Zitlow. We're all tied up at 25 with 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the half.
Foul here on Notre Dame. It looks like it might be on Zitlow.
2:21 remaining. Brian's looking over here at me.
That is on Zitlow, and that's 2 on him.
Now we're at the 2:20 mark and counting. All tied up. Pardon me. 25-24 South on top. Make it 27-24.
Phelan, nice little curl move, and Wilson on a screen off the baseline, got behind the defense, and he had an easy layup.
A missed call by me, Coach.
I think they got
Murphy got a clean block, but it was after the foul.
Admire got that foul, I think. I'm just going with Admire on him. Is that okay, Marty?
That sounds good to me. Let me see, how many South games have I done so far? I mean, I kind of learn it after a while. 1, 2, 3. This is game number 3, so I'm getting it down a little bit.
Depre converts the free throw. And Coach Coopin has taken both of his big guys out now. Now he's going with a really small lineup. South doesn't have anybody even 6 foot tall on the floor right now, but
they don't even look like they're 6 feet out there.
No, sometimes when the program says 6, you know, they're usually about 5'10" then, but they don't even have anybody that the program says is 6, do they?
Well, Zastro is listed as 6'1".
Okay, well, yeah,
he
might be. He looks a little taller.
Well, Lubach with a good cut underneath the basket, but Notre Dame dropped back just enough to not allow him a shot. Lubach's jumper is good.
Travel.
Yeah, got called for shuffling the feet. Too bad. We're at 1:33 remaining in the half. South still on top, but it's 27-26.
Notre Dame has kind of withstood that spurt and is hanging in there, especially with Lardnois on the bench with 3 fouls. I think they'd probably be happy to go into the break with only being down 1.
Well, in theory, he's been out for a good portion of the second quarter.
He's sitting with an ice bag on that thigh muscle.
Walker has it on top, looking inside. He got it into Reimer, but he wasn't able to do much with it. Zitlow has it taken away by Phelan.
Vaughn's quickness really caused that turnover, though. I think it was Vandenberg really felt the pressure and panicked a bit with the ball.
Well, having that Notre Dame defender fall down really helped too.
You bet.
A wide open layup for Nick. Inside pass to Reimer is good, and he has 2 points.
Notre Dame smells that size difference and is trying to post up inside and use that lob pass to go over the top.
We're under 30 seconds. Actually, we're right at about 25. South has it. They also have the lead at 29-28.
They're spreading out here, Marty. It looks like they're going to go for the last shot.
And that's a good strategy.
They're opening the court up, and it looks like somebody's going to probably try to penetrate. Whoa.
Phelan's pass was tipped away, but Zastrow was able to get it. Now Bonds has it, and then he throws it out to Stubbe.
They need to get it off.
Stubbe's shot from deep is no good, and that's halftime. It's 29-28. When we come back, we'll have some halftime entertainment for you, so stay tuned.
The challenge of computers. Not that I have much time with these little guys and my job, but when my wife went back to school, I thought, why can't I? Certain things in life demand my attention, but a new career in computer science deserves my attention. An evening class at Lakeland doesn't tie my life in knots, thanks to a flexible, easy-to-manage schedule that allows me to balance work, school, and the twins. Evening classes that meet once a week, that's the easy part.
You know, we sing for millions of girls. You know, we sing for millions of girls, but helping out in schools, that's the real deal, baby.
I know our love can multiply.
I'm the cute one, you know what I'm saying?
Have you ever been backstage before?
Cause you're the exit. I think you'll find that gravity is key in what I do.
Once was one, but now we're two.
I'm spinning out of
Oh.
doesn't matter who you are, or what you drive, or where you live. You have the power to give someone the greatest gift in the world, life. Make the decision to be an organ donor. Make the decision to donate life.
Good job.
Look, it's a giraffe.
I don't see it.
The less art kids get, the more it shows. Are yours getting enough? Art. Ask for more. AmericansForTheArts.org.
We're back at South High, where Sheboygan South leads at 29-28. And let me run through some of the scoring first of all, for South High School. Nick Phelan, after 1 quarter of play, Tom, had 0 points. He had 10 in the second. He leads all scorers with 10 points. He's followed by Tim Stubbe with 7. Admir Izmisevic has 4. Ryan Lubach 3. Josh Zastro 2. Murphy with 2. And Jake Wilson with 1. Leading the Tritons was Aaron Theory with 9. He went out early in the second quarter with a leg injury. It'll be interesting to see if he's able to come back. He's got it bandaged up as we speak. Joe Walker had 4. Reamer had 4. And Depry had 4. Joe Lardnois, their big center, had only 1 point, Tom, but he had 3 fouls.
Theory is really limping, Marty. It doesn't look to me like he's in any shape to come back. Yeah. And the last tough break for the Tritons.
Yeah, the last guy to score was Chris Zitlow at 6 points. Let's talk a little bit about that, because they were really going most of the second quarter, Notre Dame was, without 2 starters, Joe Lardnois and Aaron Theory.
And that's when South really made their big run, and that's when Phelan got loose. You know, he picked up all of his points in the second quarter, and you know, South's really got the momentum going with them now. We even commented in that first quarter when they were behind that it seemed like they should be behind by more than they were, and they were kind of hanging in there. So if they can come out again, you know, we always said that the first 3 minutes of the second half really sets the tone. So we'll see what happens. We could tell after the 3-minute mark of the second half maybe what's going to happen in the second half.
You were asking as we were coming on the air what the score at the end of the first quarter was. 17-12, Notre Dame on top, and then South turned the tables in the second quarter, scoring 17 to Notre Dame's 11. And that's where we come up with a 29-28 South advantage.
Oh,
South
back underway.
South in good shape foul-wise too. Murphy and Admir Izmisevic only have 2. Joe Lardnois has 3, and Chris Zitlow has 2.
Well, that would have been a big one for South to get off. You know, Phelan had an open look there for a 3.
I had my head buried in the paper. It's a good thing you're looking up.
South is staying in that zone because they've got the 2 big guys on the court, Marty, and it looks like that's what they're going to play when they have those 2 guys together out there.
They had good success with this defense. Walker showing good strength, being able to get the shot off, but it wasn't any good.
Oh, a nice pass by Stubbe inside. Oh,
Murphy had a good look and couldn't get it in. You're right, Tim Stubbe with another good pass.
If they can get shots like that, they're going to be pretty happy with him. You're going to put a bunch of those down.
Well, they had 2 balls that hung on the rim. I think Nick Phelan had a layup attempt, a hard layup attempt that were just hung on the rim and wouldn't drop down. And then Jake Wilson, I think it was, had another one. Or no, it was Murphy. And then Murph, of course, missed this one right here. Zitlow trying to look for an opening, can't get the shot off.
Notre Dame looks a little tentative out there without Theory in there.
The shot is on now. Good by Zitlow. And
got Murphy open down the wing.
Probably a good decision not to take the quick shot, depending if they get a good shot now.
Nice drive by Wilson.
Wilson driving hard, lays it up and in for the first 2 points of the half.
Coach Koopman is really getting a lot more playing time out of Oddmeyer tonight than he did last Tuesday. He didn't play nearly that much, so he must think that he's got an advantage having both those guys in there at the same time tonight.
Yeah, it's nice to have those, I wouldn't call them exactly twin towers, but if they're the two tallest kids you have. And Admir's, you had mentioned in that before we went on camera at the beginning of the night that Falls had trouble muscling up with teams inside, and South doesn't provide that kind of presence normally.
Both of those guys, it's not even that they're so tall, but if you look at them, they're wide bodies. They take up a lot of room. They give you a little hip action inside, you know, a little bump. And officials usually let some bump and go inside, where on the perimeter, they call all that touch stuff.
I was thinking a best example of that where you're not very tall, but you use a little hip action is Big Johnson Ellis.
Oh, that's an Ellis. Boy, he could clear you out. He'd give you a little hip action, and you'd fly halfway across the court, and you wouldn't even know it. What happened to me?
Yeah. He used to do it and then he'd chuckle about it.
Who, me?
Zitlow trying to get the baseline, but Murphy cuts that off. Reimer in the game for a Lard noise. This outside jumper is off, no good. Admir kicks it out to Stubbe. Bounce pass is tipped away by Notre Dame. South will keep it.
Tried to be a little spectacular with that one, I think.
I think, you know, one thing you hear coaches say, don't make the great pass, just make the good pass.
Hey, guess who I see sitting in the stands? It's Johnson Ellis, one of the all-time greats for Sheboygan South, who we were just talking about.
Dillon has it on top. South on top, 31-28. Murphy had a little trouble handling double teams when Manitowoc applied it. Admir's shot is blocked by Walker. Great leaping ability by Joe.
Big rebound by Murphy. Give the Red Sox another crack at it.
And Notre Dame playing a zone of their own. But I think South is better equipped to handle a zone than Notre Dame is because of the outside shooters.
Nice pass by Stubbe, getting the ball into Admar.
You know, if good passes like that would count as assists, he'd have a ton of them.
Yeah, they haven't been able to convert a bunch of them.
Yeah, exactly. Murphy with a quick 10-footer is off, no good, but South gets the offensive rebound and keeps the ball.
They are just dominating the boards now, Marty.
But they need to get a basket. Stubbe's inside pass is blocked by Walker again. Murphy had the shot. Depre.
Oh, that looked like that might have been a double dribble there.
His shot is off, no good.
This could be a break. Oh, they couldn't come up with the ball, Marty.
Needed one more player out there. Joel Walker, number 20, is playing inspired basketball.
There's the bounce pass, Marty. Pretty. Nice bounce pass by Murphy, and Wilson converts.
Jake Wilson with another 2. He now has 5 points on the night, and it's 33-28. And we're at 3 minutes and 50 seconds, and Notre Dame has not scored.
And what did we say about those first 3 minutes setting the tone, Marty?
Yeah, really. Good defense played by Admir. He tipped the ball away from Vandenberg, and South has it inside to Murphy. His shot is off, no good. And then he throws it right into the hands of Chris Zitlow.
South is making some nice passes and getting some good looks, and they just can't convert.
Oh, a long pass by Phelan to Murphy, who makes a great catch and shoots an easy layup.
And that was a high-risk pass, and they got it through and converted that one. That was probably tougher than some of the ones that they had in the last couple of minutes.
I know. That was a great catch, too.
Notre Dame still hasn't scored in the second half.
Zitlow with a head fake, but stepping out is Misovic, but he wasn't able to stop the Zitlow shot, and that stops the South's 6-point run.
Long shot by Murphy. That's probably not his best shot.
No, I don't think coach is real happy with that effort. Stubbe cutting inside, knocking the ball away from Jake Reimer, pardon me.
Zastro replacing Admir. Looks like Murphy's tired to me. You see the way he's grabbing his jersey, and yeah, I think Coach Koopman saw the same thing.
Well, and that's a good move because that's when you pick up fouls when you're out there tired. reaching with your arms instead of moving with your feet. Wilson with a block and then a foul
on Phelan.
Human had his shot blocked by Jake Wilson, but then there was a foul.
South's got that real small lineup on the court again now, Marty. See if Notre Dame is successful in getting the ball inside to him.
Ball goes on Nick Phelan. That's his first. At the line is Kenzie Human. There's an interesting name, Kenzie.
I wonder if that was his grandpa's name.
Would have been his grandpa's last name.
I was thinking it might be his grandma's name.
We usually don't broadcast up in Green Bay, so I think you're safe.
Right. Kenzie doesn't have any relatives down here, hopefully.
Phelan's pass was almost stolen away. South keeps it. They're up 35-32. 2 minutes and 35 seconds. Bango! Long three-pointer by Nick Phelan.
You know, if you give him time to get his feet set and get squared up, he's going to hurt you from there.
Oh. That's a third three-point basket by South tonight. Shot is off, no good. Phelan with the rebound.
South on the break.
Lubach and Stubbe had the other 2 3-pointers. Pass inside to Lubach by Stubbe, and he's got 2 more.
Tim Stubbe did a nice little change of pace, change of direction to free himself up, and then drew the defense to him and dished it off and created the easy basket for the Red Wings.
Zitlow's cross quarter, and then inside to Lardnois. He has it knocked away by Phelan. South on the break.
There's this bounce pass, the scoring pass.
And Wilson. Yeah, Wilson with great body control.
And this is a spurt, Marty. This is officially a spurt.
Yeah, for sure. That's 7 points for Jake Wilson.
Nice.
A 13-4 run so far, Tom.
Tim Stubbe dropping down from the top of the zone and tying up Notre Dame. Notre Dame retains possession on the possession arrow, but again, good defense by South, and they've got the things going their way now.
You have to think that going to the zone defense really helped.
They came out of the locker room and took charge, and they didn't let Notre Dame get on the board for the longest time.
Shot by by Reimer is no good, but he's fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
That's okay. You know, he had an open look, so Zastrow prevented him from scoring the basket, make him shoot the free throws, and Zastrow's not in any foul trouble, so that was a good foul.
I was just going to say that, you don't hear that very much, but sometimes there are good fouls. Notre Dame was 5 out of 6 free throws in the first half. They're sitting right now at 6 out of 7. With 6 out of 8. Lardnois trying to save it, but can't. Good effort, though.
Yeah. South gets possession, up 9 with 1:23 left in the third quarter.
42-33. Stubbe being pressured by Human. I think Stubbe's going to win that challenge just about every time. Zastrow taking it hard to the basket. Ooh. Oh, it looked like it was going to bounce out, but it stayed in. 2 more points.
That was a tough shot.
4 points now for Josh Zastrow, and South with their biggest lead, 11, 44-33. We're under a minute in the third quarter. Oh, looked like he had an opening, but Dalton didn't want to take the shot. Depree and he nails a three-pointer, and that's the second three-point basket for Notre Dame in the game.
Interesting possession that time for Notre Dame. They had 2 wide open looks from threes, and they hadn't had any all the third quarter, so you wonder if South's getting a little tired or if they got lackadaisical on that possession.
That was a very important basket for Notre Dame. They're South threatening, really blowing them out. And then Wilson can't catch a pass, and that turnover happens with 18.1 seconds left in the third quarter.
South really hasn't done a very good job with the ball at the end of the first, second, or third quarter now, Marty.
You mentioned that at the end of the first quarter, it looked like they weren't really in sync at all. Where in the end of the second quarter, end of halftime, they had something going, but a bad pass negated that attempt.
Right. They were well organized at the end of the second quarter. The first quarter, something was wrong. Not everybody was on the same page. Let's see how Notre Dame handles it. There's 18 seconds left in the third quarter.
Dalton had it on the wing, fires it out to Depre. Walker inside wants to get it. Shot by Dalton is off, no good. Vaughns with the rebound, and that's the quarter. South on top at the end of 3, 44-36. We'll be right back with fourth quarter action.
Take a deep breath. It's all going to be fine. Come on, take a deep breath. Keep on breathing.
Certified Angus beef from Piggly Wiggly.
Dad likes big, juicy steaks. T-bone for to have. But steakhouses just take forever. So Dad cooks it up himself. Who needs reservation anyway?
Restaurant quality certified Angus beef. Just one more reason to shop at Piggly Wiggly.
Piggly Wiggly! Shop and big! My compliments to the chef.
Well, good luck. That's what we want for South to have here in the fourth quarter. They're on top by 8, 44-36. Mike Martin along with Tom Graham is bringing you the game tonight.
South with possession to start the fourth quarter.
Murphy with an inside shot. His shot rolls off. Admir not able to gather it in, and Notre Dame has it back. Andy Dalton had it.
Long rebound to Wilson.
Yeah, Wilson with a good rebound right between two Tritons. Phelan's had a good game scoring tonight. He has 13 as we enter fourth quarter action.
Oh, he's got a long three there. That was a little bit too long, maybe.
He was a good 10 feet outside the line.
Well, that was kind of your range, Mark. Or what you thought was your range, I should say.
I don't even think I could get the ball up to the rim from that far.
Oh, a nice outlet pass by Admir.
Yeah, if he makes a little better pass down the middle, Stubby's got a layup.
Yeah, he saw him, but it was just behind him a little bit. He got it out quick.
Larry Petty, best outlet passer in the East.
Well, second after Wes Unseld.
Stubby's long shot is no good. You know, one difference in the style of play that I've noticed, Tom, is South has taken a flurry of three-point shots. Notre Dame is very judicious about taking the long shot.
Well, that's been South's game all year.
South working the perimeter. Wilson looked like he was open underneath.
Notre Dame's in a zone, and you wonder how long they're going to be able to stay in that zone. If South gets real patient with it, with the lead.
Good work there. Phelan got the pass inside, not inside, but at the high post to Murphy, and his turnaround jumper is good.
Both teams in the zone.
Murphy now with 6 points on the night. Andy Dalton's shot is off. Lardnois looked like he got wrapped on the hand pretty good, but no call.
We got away with the first one, but I think that last one they couldn't avoid.
Joe Lardnois really made a good pump fake and then drew the foul on Murphy. And a good third quarter for Scott in terms of fouls. He didn't pick up any. That's his third, and we're at 6:09 in the game.
No, he's real active in that zone on the wing, Marty, and it's nice to have a big guy in the wing for that weak side rebound.
Walker's shot is blocked, and then Admir with the rebound. And there, that big body paid off that time.
Oh, a nice bounce pass again, Marty.
Oh, and that time Murphy got it in, and Joe Walker's going to get called for the foul. And well, I wish we had replay running tonight because Phelan looked off to the right, and then he came back to the left on that. Hint, hint, Kerry.
Red Wings are in charge now, Marty. If they're smart, they should be able to maintain this lead and hopefully even open it up.
Well, they're up 12. Make it 13 with that 3-point basket by Murphy. His point total is now up to 9, and it's 49-36.
You know, certainly if they wanted to, they could bring Notre Dame out of that zone now with a 13-point lead, but they've been playing pretty well against the zone. They might just soon go against it.
Right, yeah, just
be patient with it, sure. Was that on Admir, that foul?
Yep.
I think so.
Yep, and that's
his third?
Yep. You've been reading the board again.
I hate that.
Fourth team foul on South. Lardnois gets it inside, kisses it off the glass for 2.
Casey Zukowski really upset with the official. He wanted the foul and the basket on that one.
I didn't see a foul.
I didn't see it from here either, but Casey was really barking at him. Oh, there's a foul.
And that one was right out in the open. There you get a good shot of Joe Walker. He's been very active in the second half.
That foul was out on the perimeter, and those you almost have to call. You can get away with more on the inside, as we said before.
Murphy has it on top. Almost has it taken away by Walker, and
you see that Notre Dame went to the man-to-man now.
Yeah, and they're playing the ball very tough. Inside feed to Murphy, and he scores. Nice pass by Jake Wilson.
I'm really impressed with South's passing tonight, Marty. They're really looking for people. They're unselfish, and they're finding people. And you know, they haven't converted all of them, but they've really done a nice job now in the second half.
No shot, Nick Phelan. That's one of those good fouls, I think, Tom.
Yeah. I think Nick is looking, thinking, hey, that might have been an offensive foul, but I think that the officials made the right call on that one.
That's the 5th foul on Sheboygan South, and a 30-second timeout is called. I believe that's on Notre Dame. But talk a little bit about what South needs to do to keep this lead in hand.
Well, you know, I don't think they want to sit on the ball, obviously, but they don't have to be firing up long three-pointers at this point. They've got a 13-point lead. There's just under 5 minutes to go in the game. If they're patient, and the way they've been passing the ball tonight, they should be able to shoot layups. Notre Dame's going to have to gamble. They'll overplay, and you know, as soon as that defender turns his head a little bit, guy makes a little back cut, and the way South is making those bounce passes, they should be able to shoot some layups and maintain the lead.
I know you're not a big Bobby Knight fan, but in going to some of his clinics, he said at the end of games when teams would be playing on him real tough, he'd have his offense be run higher to set up those back cuts. Bobby Knight with his 800th win last week, or this past week. Walker skying high, and then he puts it back up and in, and he's fouled.
See, now that's something that South can't afford to let happen. You know, you don't want to give Notre Dame second shots, and certainly you don't want to foul them.
Well, if you're going to foul him, you want to make sure he doesn't make the basket.
They get a chance for a three-point play here and stop the clock.
That was Walker's first basket of the second half. He had 4 points in the first half. He's going for number 7.
He really got up in the air that time, right?
Oh, man.
Notre Dame putting some pressure on now.
Yeah, 51-41, South's lead cut. Oh, looked like Murphy got away with a walk, but he gets an easy 2.
He made a nice ball fake. Whether he shuffled his feet or not, the Triton fans certainly think he did.
Skip pass to Depre. Little push off on Zastro. Walker going hard down the baseline. Zastro got a piece of that ball, but Walker got it up and in.
Walker's really been aggressive here now, taking the ball to the hoop, and he's doing a nice job of it. The lead down to 10.
Zastro taking it hard, dishes it out to Murphy. Good decision by Murphy to pull it back out.
Patient now, Red Wings. You can get yourself a layup if you're patient. You don't need a ton more points. 53 might even be enough to win it for you.
South up 10. We're at 3:45 remaining in the ball game. Stubbe had the ball tipped away. Phelan from deep. Off, no good. Zastro trying to get the rebound.
I'm not so sure Coach Koopman wanted that shot either.
No. Looks like Jake Reimer's going to get called for that foul. Jake is only a sophomore, 6'4". It's his first foul. Phelan, little scoops. Dipsy Doodle got it up and in on the scoop shot.
Up
reverse
underneath,
layup, yeah. Help me out, I'm trying to figure out the correct description of that shot.
On the reverse. Good hustle rebound off the floor by Murphy.
And he made a smart decision once he knew he couldn't get the pass to one of his teammates. He called a timeout.
You can't get up with the basketball. You know, it's an automatic travel if you try to get up with the basketball. And I think at first he was maybe going to, and he realized, hey, there's nobody to pass it to. Timeout's the way to go here.
Well, I'm sure that Coach Koopman is talking to his team about preaching patience to him. But what does Casey Zukowski say?
Well, they've got to gamble. They've got to create some action. They do have to overplay, and that makes them vulnerable to the back cuts. But, you know, if South doesn't make the great pass, Notre Dame can jump into the passing lane and go for some steals. It's not, you know, it's not what you normally want to do. But when you're down 12 with 3 minutes to go, you've got to take some chances. So I'm sure you know, they've extended their defense full court. They're just gambling now.
One thing that I commented about at the beginning of the game was South is not a very big team, and basically what they do is go with 3.5 guards and a forward and kind of a half a forward, you know, Lubach. But in this situation where you want to keep control of the ball, having those shorter, good ball handling players is really to your benefit.
Yeah, you want to have your best ball handlers and your best free throw shooters in the game at this time, because Notre Dame's soon going to be in the position where they're going to start fouling, and you're going to have to make them at the stripe.
Oh, a technical foul is called. I got a feeling that was on Casey Zukowski, because he was off the bench talking to Steve Schwartz.
And if Phelan can convert 2, and with South's possession, that's another nail in the coffin.
Really. Nick puts them both in. He now has 17 points on the night. Leads all scorers in the ball game. South on top, 57-43, and well, it looked pretty tenuous at the end of that first quarter, being down 5, but they've really played outstanding basketball since.
Yeah, they've looked good, Marty, no doubt about it. I've really been impressed the way they are passing the ball, and their unselfishness has been really one of the highlights.
It's like a bit of a half-court trap by Notre Dame, but South handles that without any problems.
They're moving the ball, nobody's dribbling.
Oh, good cross-court pass to Wilson. He was wide open, but his shot was blocked, and then he was fouled by Kevin Vandenberg.
They put Murphy on the high post against that trap, and they can use his size and passing ability, and he can see over the top. It's nice to have a big guy like that that can catch the ball, too. He's got good hands.
Seems to see the floor quite well to make, you know, good passes. Wilson with a free throw. He now has 8 points. Make it 9. And South on top, 59-43. Five free throws in a row South has made. Matter of fact, they've made every free throw here in the second half. Long shot is no good. Zastro with a strong rebound, and he's fouled by Chris Zitlow.
Zitlow didn't like the call, but it didn't seem like there was much doubt on that one to me, Marty.
No, not a bit.
Well, maybe he thought he got pushed or something before that.
So what?
Welcome to the Fox River Valley.
Yeah, really. Josh Zastro at the line for the first time tonight. He has 2 points as he steps up. I don't like to say this too much because it might put the kiss of death on the Red Wings, but they haven't missed a free throw in the second half.
They will right now, Marty. You can count on that. Oh. They got the crier. An 18-point lead for the Red Wings.
Jump shot by Vandenberg is no good. Well, looked like they got a break going, but Depre was able to gather it in. Dishes it off.
That should be a jump ball.
And we're trying to figure out who has the possession arrow.
Looks like the Tritons.
Chris Depre triggering the inbounds play. Zitlo almost fouled by Wilson and then Zastro. Depre's 15-footer is off. Zitlo with the rebound putback is in. And that breaks an 8-point run by South.
Red Wings just need to be patient here. The Tritons are going to foul them if nothing else.
2 minutes left. South on top, 16 by 16. 61-45. And they're just wearing down the Tritons.
Exactly. You can see the Tritons don't have the spring in their legs that they had earlier.
Get it out. Timeout. Yeah, South. I think it's a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here. 1:36 left. They ran close to 40 seconds off the clock, and for a high school team, not lose it is pretty good.
I think the Tritons should start warming up the bus, Marty. I think the Red Wings are going to take away another victory. And they got to be feeling good about themselves.
Oh, for sure. It'll be their 13th win of the year. They'll be 13-4 after tonight and solidify their grasp of second place.
It's a big win for
at 8-3 with only 3 games remaining.
I think if you had told Coach Hoopman at the beginning of the season that they'd be 13-4 at this stage,
well, he'd be pretty happy. And of course, they should have won all 4 of those games they lost.
Is that right?
Isn't that how it goes?
Well, if you're a coach, you always think that way, right?
We have some new players on the floor. Garrett Renzelman is in, as is Lucas Wilson, number 15. He has the ball right now.
And he's going to shoot some free throws.
Adam Koenig, number 41, is in. Anthony Vaughns is also in. And Travis Young, number 33, is in. So good timeout, chance to get some other people in the ball game. Well, this is L. Wilson at the line. Another crawler.
How many in a row have they got now, Marty?
All of them.
Can't read your own writing? See, there you go, Marty.
That was all your fault.
Oh. Ooh, there's a travel.
Yeah, a little walk. Max Prangy committed that violation, seeing his first action. Abe Phillips, number 32, is also in for the Tritons.
I coached a game one time at Howard's Grove, Marty, a tournament game against Ozaki, and our team made 24 straight free throws at the beginning of the game, the first 24 in a row. I think we missed one toward the end of the game, but that was pretty remarkable.
I hope not when it counted. I mean,
no, that one we had pretty well in hand. We weren't playing Kohler that night.
And then you go in after the game and say, guys, why can't you do that all the time?
I said, we got to work on that free throw shooting. Who missed that one out there?
Garrett Renzelman was fouled, and he'll go to the line with an opportunity to score some points. It's 62-45. You know, and somewhere along the line, I missed a basket.
Can't believe that.
No, I didn't. I got him here.
I thought maybe the scoreboard was wrong.
Well, that would probably be the case.
Garrett Renzelman going to shoot some free throws. He's getting a little airtime here. He'll be watching the game on TV this week.
Yeah, really. Make sure you shoot them well.
That's right now. Don't go.
Oh, man. A little dish pass inside to Prangy, and he got it up and in. Renzelman, long pass down to Young. We're down to 20 seconds remaining in the ball game. Brandon Bennett in for his first action. Ooh, almost had it picked off. Young's pass, yeah, inside, but not able to catch it was Adam Koenig. This will do it. And that's the ball game. South High wins it 62-47. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, hopefully Tom can have a player or coach from the winning team.
This is the story about a group of kids who volunteered.
Doing something nice for someone.
We fixed stuff.
Did some art projects with the kids.
We fixed up his house.
We worked in the woods.
Cleaned up the park.
Did something for the planet.
We just did it.
No other reason. And you know what? It was great.
At first, they didn't know each other.
Well, that didn't last long.
This guy is really funny.
These are my
New friends.
Are you into it?
Call 4-H or check out our website at areyouintoit.com.
Here, keep.
Before you know it, she talks. Before you know it, she walks. Before you know it, she knows you. Before you know it, she has a heart. Before you know you're pregnant, when your baby's no bigger than a grain of rice. Before she's a twinkle in your eye, that's when you need to take folic acid every day. After that, it's too late to prevent some serious birth defects. Folic acid now, before you know it.
What does being involved really mean? Is it making grilled cheese sandwiches for a sleepover? Staying for the curtain call at the talent show? Or learning the names of their favorite bands? Believe it or not, right now, there are parents just like you out there talking about things like this. From school to home, from friends to futures. And we'd like you to be a part of it. National PTA, every child, one voice.
Because he was diagnosed with cancer as a baby. Because she was told she would not live to be 9. Because she should have a chance to grow up. Each year, thousands of children learn they have cancer or another deadly disease. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital needs your help to research cures and treat these children, regardless of their parents' ability to pay. Because they deserve to dream. Call now to learn more about St. Jude's life-saving work.
Having twins can be a handful.
Buy one, get one free.
So when I decided to go back to school, I needed to find one that fit our lifestyle. Lakeland College was the perfect place. They offer an easy-to-manage schedule and counselors to help me anytime. Evening classes at Lakeland don't tie our life in knots.
Ever consider a double major?
Certified Angus beef from Piggly Wiggly.
Dad likes big, juicy steaks. T-bone, 4.5. But steakhouses just take forever. So Dad cooks it up himself. Who needs reservation anyway?
Restaurant quality certified Angus beef. Just one more reason to shop at Piggly Wiggly.
My compliments to the chef.
We're back at South High where the Red Wings have defeated Green Bay Notre Dame 62-45. Standing by with Tom Grams are members of the winning basketball team. Take it away, Tom.
Okay, we're back here at the South High Gym, and we've got 3 of the victorious Red Wings players, Scott Murphy, Tim Stubbe, and Nick Phelan. Guys, congratulations on another big win tonight. You guys got off to a bit of a slow start. I think you were down like 17-12 at the end of the first quarter. What turned the game around for you in the second quarter?
Well, we just had to figure them out on defense, and on offense, we just had to move the ball around and not try to force dumb shots, and it worked out, and we ended up winning the game.
You guys really had some nice passes out on the perimeter. I thought you guys were really unselfish. You moved the ball well. Some nice bounce passes for scoring passes. What was your strategy, you guys, on the guard play? How did you try to attack the Notre Dame defense?
Well, they played a 2-3 zone, which we've been practicing about the whole week, and we knew they were going to play a 2-3 zone, so we just looked to push the ball and run the baseline and just give them the ball.
And on offense, for transition, we just look to pass the ball up, get some easy buckets, and finish them.
And Nick, you really shot the ball well, particularly in the second quarter. Did you feel a little bit more comfortable at a certain stage of the game, or what made the difference for you?
Basically just defense transitions into offense. Once that gets going, everything else gets rolling. You get the ball up court, easy shots. Easier shot, the better chance you got to make it.
Well, what are you thinking about the rest of the year now? You've got a couple big games coming up. You got East, I think, is it, next week, and certainly North on the horizon. You guys think you're ready for the rest of the season now?
Oh yeah, definitely. We didn't play very well down at East, so we're hoping to win there, and we're always ready for North. So I think the rest of the season will be pretty good.
Yeah, I think we're looking for revenge on both East and North. We think we can stick with them, and we've been playing, pushing the ball, and just our chemistry is excellent right now. So we're looking forward to it.
Nick?
Our defense is just helping everything. They're not going to be able to get past our defense and our offense. That's never a problem.
Well, good luck to you guys for the rest of the year. And Marty, back to you.
Let's go through some of the scoring for the Victoria South Red Wings. They were led with 17 points by Nick Phelan. Scott Murphy chipped in with 13. Jake Wilson had 9. Tim Stubbe 7. Josh Zastro had 6 points. Ryan Lubach 3. And Admir Izmisevic had 4. And Luke Wilson had a free throw late in the ball game right at the end. Leading all scorers for the Green Bay Tritons was, I get his first name here, Chris Zitlow. He had 10 points. A big loss for Notre Dame was Aaron Theory. He had 9 points early on in the first half, and then he got a leg injury, never came back. He finished with 9, and playing very active in the second half, Joe Walker had 9 points, all his points coming in the second half, and Chris Depre, pardon me, had 7 points. There were some other scores in there, but we're not going to go through that. Tom, you mentioned it with the boys, you know, part of the key to their success tonight was their unselfishness.
They really did a nice job moving the ball. They looked for each other. They handled Notre Dame's pressure defense, and even did a pretty nice job on the boards, which hasn't been their forte this year. You know, they're not real big inside, but they did a nice job tonight, and certainly it hurt Notre Dame when Theory went out of the game, and they also had 3 fouls on the big guy, and South took advantage, and all of a sudden the game turned around from the Red Wings being down 5 at the quarter. All of a sudden you look, and they've got a couple-point lead, and then again, remember what we said at the beginning of the second half, South really came out and took control in those first 3-4 minutes, and after that, you know, they put it on cruise control.
That's going to just about do it for our broadcast tonight. Our next broadcast is going to be Saturday, February 8th, when Christian invades Lutheran. Chris Wright will be doing that game with me. I want to thank the crew, Tim McMunn on the up camera, Brian Andrews right behind this camera, Kerry Kautzer out in the truck. Great job again, Tom. My name is Mike Martin. So long, everybody, and we'll see you down the road.